The king who killed his healer, an old Persian tale. Okay, well then. It is said that long ago, somewhere in Persia, there lived a king who suffered from a severe skin disease. The finest physicians in the kingdom had tried everything they knew, but none of them could cure him. One day, an elderly physician arrived in the city. He was known for his knowledge of medicinal plants, healing ointments, and remedies from distant lands. After hearing about the king's illness, he went straight to the royal court and said, "My king, I have heard of your condition. I also know that many physicians have failed to cure it, but I believe I can heal you without giving you a single potion to drink or applying a single ointment to your skin." The king was astonished. "How could you possibly cure me without medicine?" The old physician replied, "Because all those doctors were searching for the right remedy while overlooking something much simpler and much more important." The next day, the physician asked the king to accompany him to a polo field. Now, polo is an ancient Persian sport. The physician said, "Your Majesty, play until you are exhausted. Play until your entire body is covered in sweat. Then go to a bathhouse, have yourself thoroughly washed, and spend the night resting." The king did exactly as he was told. The following morning, he woke up and discovered that every trace of the disease had vanished from his body. He was overjoyed. The physician was summoned to the palace and rewarded with gold, treasures, and riches beyond measure. Then the king asked, "What was the secret?" The physician smiled. "If everyone knew the things I know, they would no longer be secrets. What matters is that you have been cured." The answer irritated the king a little, but since the old man had accomplished what no one else could, he chose to ignore the physician's arrogance. At least for the moment, because, as we'll soon discover, the tiny irritation isn't going away. The king chose to ignore the physician's arrogance. The king's vizier, however, did not. The vizier was a jealous and suspicious man. One day he approached the king and said, "Your Majesty, I believe it is my duty to warn you. The wise men of old said that those who fail to think about the consequences of their actions often suffer for it. And I fear that you are rewarding a man who may one day become your enemy." The king frowned. "What are you talking about? Who is my enemy?" "The physician," said the vizier. "The very man who healed me." "The same man." The king grew angry. This is nothing but jealously speaking. The vizier bowed his head. "Perhaps, but before you condemn me, allow me to tell you a story." The king agreed. And so the vizier began. There once was a Persian king who owned a falcon that he loved dearly. He took it with him everywhere, especially when he went hunting. One day they were chasing a gazelle. The falcon repeatedly struck the animal's eyes until it became blinded and easy to capture. After the hunt, the king became thirsty. He stopped beneath a tree and noticed drops of liquid falling from above. Assuming it was water, he filled the cup and raised it to his lips. But the falcon knocked the cup from his hand. Confused, the king filled the cup again and placed it before the falcon, thinking the bird must be thirsty. Yet the falcon refused to drink and knocked the cup away once more. Growing irritated, the king filled the cup a third time, intending to give the water to his horse. Again, the falcon split it. Furious, the king drew his sword and cut off the falcon's wings. But even then, the bird struggled desperately to draw his attention upward. The king finally looked into the branches above, and there he saw a snake. The drops falling from the tree were not water, they were venom. But by then it was too late. The king had already killed the creature that had been trying to save his life. The vizier paused. Then he said, "My king, I am simply trying to do for you what that falcon trying to do for its master, even if it cost me my life." The king sat in silence for a long time. Finally he said, "Then give me a reason. Convince me that this physician is my enemy." The vizier nodded. "Simple. A man who can cure you so mysteriously can just as easily destroy you. The same knowledge that healed you today could kill you tomorrow. One flower, one drink, one touch, and no one would ever know how it happened." And honestly, that's exactly the kind of sentence that keeps people awake at night. The king's face grew pale. "Perhaps you're right." "And if I am," said the vizier, "then you must act before he does." The king ordered the physician to be brought before him at once. When the old man arrived, the king asked, "Do you know why I summoned you?" The physician replied, "Only God knows what is hidden." The king looked him in the eye. "I have summoned you here to die." The physician stared at him in disbelief. "Die? For what crime?" "Because you're a spy. Because I believe your kindness was only a disguise. Because I fear that one day you will use your strange knowledge against me." The physician pleaded. He argued. He reminded the king that he had saved his life. But the king would not change his mind. At last, realizing that his fate was sealed, the physician said, "If I must die, then allow me to leave behind my most valuable possession." The king raised an eyebrow. "What possession?" "A book," said the physician. "The most mysterious thing I have ever created." The king's curiosity overcame him. "What makes it so special?" The old man lowered his voice. "It contains a secret that can make severed heads speak." The king nearly fell out of his chair. "What?" The physician nodded. "After my execution, place my head on a tray, apply a certain medicine to it, then open the book and read the words written on the 10th page. My severed head will answer any question you asked." The king was fascinated. He immediately ordered the book to be brought to him. The king eagerly opened the book, but the pages were stuck together. He licked the finger and separated one page, then another, then another. Nothing, no writing, no secret words, no magic. Growing irritated, he looked up. "There is nothing here." The old physician smiled. "I told you, my king, some secrets are not revealed so easily." The king frowned and turned another page, and another, and another. Again and again, he wet his finger and forced the pages apart. When suddenly his hand trembled. A strange pain spread through his chest. The book split from his fingers. He staggered backward. "What have you done?" For the first time, fear appeared in the king's eyes. The physician looked at him calmly. "You feared that I might kill you one day." The king collapsed to one knee. The pain was becoming unbearable. Only then did he understand. The pages, the book, his fingers, the poison. The physician watched as the king's strength faded and said, "Did I not warn you?" حذر کن ز دود درونهای ریش که ریش درون عاقبت سر کند. به هم برمکن تا توانی دلی که آهی جهانی به هم برکند. But before the old physician could finish his final words, the king was already dead. Okay, that's how things are. In Persian, بله اینجوری است. Was the physician justified? Was the king a fool? Or was the real villain the fear that poisoned one man's mind against another? That's for you to decide. This is Amin, and this is the Iranian Storyteller. Until next time,